Long ago, great civilizations thrived in Mexico, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate us today. Among these were the Maya and the Aztecs, two of the most influential and advanced societies in ancient Mesoamerica. The Maya built impressive cities with grand temples and palaces that showcased their architectural prowess. Their cities were not just centers of power, but also hubs of culture and learning. They were skilled astronomers and mathematicians, developing complex systems to track celestial movements. Their understanding of the stars and planets was far ahead of their time. Their calendar was incredibly accurate, a testament to their advanced knowledge. It was used not only for agricultural purposes, but also for religious and ceremonial events. The Maya flourished for centuries, creating a rich tapestry of culture, art, and knowledge. Their society was highly organized, with a strong emphasis on education and intellectual pursuits. The reasons for their decline remain a mystery, with theories ranging from environmental changes to internal strife. Despite their fall, their contributions to science and culture endure. The Aztecs rose to power later, establishing a vast empire that dominated central Mexico. They were known for their military prowess and strategic acumen. They built their capital, Tenochtitlan, on an island in Lake Texcoco. This city was a marvel of engineering with a complex system of canals and causeways. It was a magnificent city with canals and pyramids reflecting the Aztecs' architectural ingenuity. The city's layout and infrastructure were meticulously planned. The Aztecs were fierce warriors known for their disciplined and formidable army. They expanded their empire through conquest and alliances. They also valued art, music, and poetry, which played a significant role in their society. Their artistic expressions were deeply intertwined with their religious beliefs. These civilizations were complex and sophisticated, with intricate social, political, and economic systems. They made significant advancements in various fields, from agriculture to astronomy. They left behind a rich legacy that continues to influence modern culture. Their achievements in art, science, and governance are still studied and admired. Their art, architecture, and beliefs continue to fascinate us today, offering a glimpse into the ingenuity and creativity of these ancient civilizations. The Maya and the Aztecs have left an indelible mark on history, reminding us of the incredible achievements of human civilization. In 1519, Hernán Cortés arrived on the coast of Mexico. He led a small army of Spanish conquistadors. They sought gold and glory in this new land. The Aztecs, ruled by Moctezuma, had never seen men like these. The Spanish had horses, armor, and powerful weapons. The Aztecs were both curious and afraid. They believed Cortés might be a god. They offered him gifts of gold and jewels. This only fueled the Spanish thirst for treasure. Cortés marched on Tenochtitlan. He made alliances with enemies of the Aztecs. The Spanish, with their superior weapons, laid siege to the city. The Aztecs fought bravely, but disease and famine weakened them. In 1521, Tenochtitlan fell to the Spanish. The once great Aztec Empire was no more. The Spanish had conquered Mexico. They began to build a new empire of their own. This marked a turning point in Mexican history. For 300 years, Spain ruled Mexico. This long period of colonial rule left an indelible mark on the land and its people. This period saw great changes, both positive and negative, that would shape the future of Mexico for centuries to come. The Spanish brought their language, religion, and culture, which deeply influenced the local customs and traditions. The Spanish language became the dominant mode of communication, and Catholicism spread widely, replacing many indigenous beliefs. They built magnificent churches and universities, which became centers of learning and religious instruction. These institutions played a crucial role in the cultural and educational development of the region. They introduced new crops and livestock, such as wheat, sugarcane, cattle, and horses, which transformed the agricultural landscape and economy of Mexico. These new resources brought both opportunities and challenges to the local population. Mexican society was forever altered by these changes. The introduction of European practices and goods created a blend of cultures that was unique to the region. A new social order emerged, characterized by a complex hierarchy based on race and birthplace. This new structure dictated the roles and opportunities available to different groups within society. Spanish-born Spaniards, known as peninsulares, held the most power and occupied the highest positions in government and the church. They were at the top of the social pyramid. wielding significant influence over the colony's affairs. People of mixed Spanish and indigenous heritage called mestizos made up a growing part of the population. This group became an important part of the social fabric, bridging the gap between the Spanish and indigenous communities. Indigenous peoples faced displacement and hardship as their lands were taken and their traditional ways of life were disrupted. They were often forced to work in harsh conditions and subjected to new diseases brought by the Europeans. Their lands were often seized and their cultures were suppressed. Yet they persevered, finding ways to maintain their identity and heritage despite the oppressive conditions. Their traditions and languages endured, passed down through generations. The resilience of the indigenous people ensured that their rich cultural legacy would survive, even in the face of adversity. By the 19th century, discontent with Spanish rule was growing. Mexico's people yearned for freedom. They were inspired by the American and French revolutions. They saw that self-governance was possible. In 1810, a priest named Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla issued a call to arms. His cry of "Viva Mexico" ignited the struggle for independence. Hidalgo's rebellion was crushed, but it sparked a fire that would not be extinguished. The struggle for independence in Mexico was a monumental chapter in the nation's history, marked by fierce battles and the emergence of heroic leaders. The fight for independence raged on, with countless skirmishes and battles fought across the land. As the conflict intensified, other leaders emerged to carry the torch of freedom. One such leader was José María Morelos, a priest who continued Hidalgo's fight with unwavering determination. Morelos was not just a spiritual leader but also a brilliant military strategist who organized the insurgent forces and led them to several key victories. Another pivotal figure was Agustín de Iturbide, a royalist general who initially fought against the insurgents but later switched sides. His defection was a turning point in the war, as he brought with him valuable military experience and resources. After years of relentless struggle, Mexico finally achieved independence in 1821. The victory was celebrated with great joy and relief, as the people of Mexico looked forward to a future free from colonial rule. However, the triumph had come at a significant cost. The war had left the country in ruins, with many cities and towns devastated by the prolonged conflict. The economy was shattered, and the social fabric of the nation was deeply scarred. Rebuilding the country would require immense effort and dedication from its people. But despite the challenges, Mexico was free from Spanish rule. The sense of liberation and the promise of self-determination fueled the nation's resolve to rebuild and prosper. It was a new nation, ready to chart its own course. The people of Mexico were determined to create a society based on the principles of freedom, equality, and justice, laying the foundation for a brighter future. The early years of independence were difficult. Mexico faced internal divisions and external threats. There were struggles for power between conservatives and liberals. The country lost territory to the United States. The economy struggled to recover. Despite these challenges, Mexico made progress. It abolished slavery. It established a republic. It began to build its national identity. But the road ahead remained uncertain. By the early 20th century, Mexico was ripe for change. Porfirio Diaz had ruled as a dictator for over 30 years. He brought stability, but at a cost. Wealth was concentrated in the hands of a few. The poor and indigenous suffered. In 1910, revolution erupted. Revolutionary leaders like Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata emerged. They fought for land reform and social justice. The revolution was long and bloody. It lasted for a decade. The Mexican Revolution brought about profound changes. A new constitution was adopted in 1917. It enshrined rights for workers and peasants. It promised land reform and education. It laid the groundwork for a more just and equitable society. The revolution also had a profound impact on Mexican culture. It inspired artists, writers, and musicians. It gave voice to the struggles and aspirations of the Mexican people. In the aftermath of the revolution, the Institutional Revolutionary Party, or PRI, emerged. The PRI brought stability to Mexico. It governed for much of the 20th century. It oversaw economic growth and social progress. However, the PRI's rule was not without its flaws. There were accusations of corruption and authoritarianism. Mexico faced economic crises and social unrest, yet the country continued to evolve. Today, Mexico is a vibrant democracy. It has a growing economy and a rich culture. It is a land of contrasts. Ancient ruins stand beside modern cities. Indigenous traditions blend with global influences. Mexico has made significant strides in recent decades. It has embraced globalization. It has strengthened its democratic institutions. It continues to face challenges, but it is a nation on the move, looking towards the future with hope and determination. Mexico faces many challenges in the 21st century. These include poverty, inequality, and crime. It must also address environmental degradation and climate change. But Mexico also has many opportunities. It has a young and dynamic population. It has a rich cultural heritage. It is strategically located between North and South America. Mexico's future is bright. With hard work and determination, it can overcome its challenges and fulfill its potential as a global leader.